both our body and our mind are controlled and directed by our brain. Although our body is a thing, our mind is not a thing. Mind means our thinking. Our thinking is based on the memories saved in our brain cells. Those memories get activated by the signals given by our sense organs through sensory experiences. We recognize our sensory experiences with the memories retained and saved in our brain. For example, when we hear the voice of somebody, we recognize that person as a mother, father, brother, sister, wife, husband, etc. by retrieving the previous experiences, the memories of previous experiences. Therefore, our mind is a thinking machine controlled by our brain. Our feelings are directed and controlled by our heart. In the Buddhist literature, heart is called Vijnana Vattu. Vijnana means consciousness, awareness. Vattu means the seat where the consciousness lies. Therefore, according to Buddhist literature, our heart is the seat of consciousness, and in fact, it is the heart that produces all our feelings, called Vedana in Pali. For example, when one of our sense organs experience the presence of some sense object, for example, the eye gets stimulated by light waves, forms, pictures, images outside world, by things outside us. The ear gets stimulated by sounds, sound waves, the nose by smells, the tongue by taste, the body, the skin by the touch. When something touches it, the body experiences that touch. And all those sensory experiences produces signals. The signals are recognized by our mind with the help of the memories, the past memories retained in our brain. But before the mind get a signal from a sense organ, the heart get a signal. The communication between a sense organs and the heart is not through a wire called nerve, not through nerve wires. the sensation is by magnetism. In fact, by electromagnetism. For example, when the light waves from an object touches our eye, the electrons of the light wave and the electrons in the atoms of the eye, they get charged from each other and produces electricity, electrical power. Electricity can be produced without electromagnetism. It is through electromagnetic waves that we get wireless sensation. For example, mobile waves, radio waves, TV waves, etc. are wireless. The communication, the magnetic communication can be done without wire. For example, the magnetic pole can be sensed by instruments, by magnetic instruments, without any connection between the north pole or the magnetic pole and that particular instrument. Similarly, our radios, TVs can sense, receive their respective information through electromagnetic waves without a wire connection. They are wireless. Similarly, the electromagnetic waves produced by a sense organ through stimulation by a sense object send a signal, electromagnetic signal to the heart and recognize it. For example, when you suddenly hear a terrible noise, it is the heart that clicks, that experiences it. The heart gets frightened and send electric signal throughout the body, and you must have experienced it. If it is after the heart get the sensation of that sound, that the mind and the brain become aware of that sound. It is with the memories of the brain, the past memories, that we recognize that sound. Oh, that is a lightning. Or that is a bomb. We recognize it. Or that something has fallen from the roof or some higher places and create a sound. Cognition by the sense organ and recognized by the mind with the help of the data or the information supplied by the brain. And all our thinking is therefore controlled by the memories in the brain. Sensation by the heart is called Vedana. Sensation by the, in Pali, Buddhist language, sensation by a sense organ is called Rupa, with regard to the eye. That is the stimulation. The stimulation of the eye is called Rupa. It comes from the word noun Rupana. Then the ear gets stimulated by sound. They are called Saddha. Nose is stimulated by smell. They are called, the object is called the Gandha. When the sense organs get stimulated by a respective sense object, the sense organ sends a signal through nerve wires to the mind and to the brain, especially to the brain for recognition, and automatically through electromagnetism to the heart before the brain recognizes what that stimulation is. It is with the recognition of a sensory experience, thoughts get formed. Thoughts are mental images. They are formed by the mental images with the help of the data or the memory retained in our brain. The stimulation of the sense organ is called rupa, sensation by the stimulation, sensation of the heart by the stimulation is called vedana, feeling. They are called sukha, dukkha, adukkha, asukha. The sensation can be pleasant, unpleasant or neutral. Along with the sensation, both the heart and the sense organ send signals to the brain, and brain recognizes the stimulation and create a mental image. Mental images are called Dhamma in Pali. And the mind is called Mano. Mano means measuring. Mental images are formed by the mind according to certain measurements, dimensions, length, breadth, height, etc. And they are associated with certain feelings sent by the signal by the heart, pleasant, unpleasant or neutral. Then thoughts get started forming. They are called sankhara. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara. Then mind becomes conscious of a mental image formed in that process, and that is called a thought. Thought is a spark, electromagnetic spark in the mind. All sparks are born to die immediately, then and there. Therefore, no mental image called Dhamma can last long. They are ephemeral. They are dynamic. They are in a state of transformation, changing. Nothing can be retained. Our entire world that we experience is created by our mind. No one can know through sense organs like eye, ear, nose, etc. anything outside in its correct nature, because the capacities of our sense organs, they are limited. The sight of the eye, the ability of the ear to hear, the ability of the nose to smell. Our nose cannot smell even, but a dog can smell. With their limited capacity, they supply limited information to the mind and to the brain. It is with this limited information, memories are created and saved in our brain cells. In getting the information from a sense organ, we can say it is very little insignificant amount of information that the sense organ can supply to the brain. Therefore, all our knowledge, all our memories, all our data in our brain are inadequate, incomplete. They are distorted information. In this sense, the world that we experience with our mind is an illusion, not an actual reality, though they appear to be real. And this ignorance of reality is created by our heart and the brain. That means both our heart and brain misdirect us regarding what we experience. Emancipation or freedom or attainment of realization, knowing the truth or the reality of everything, is possible when we escape or when we do not get deceived by our brain and our heart that can never experience any reality in its actual form. Enlightenment means being free from the servitude, the slavery to our brain and heart. That means slavery to our feelings and thoughts, ideas. It is a set of our feelings and thoughts that direct all our activities, mental, oral, and physical activities. At the enlightenment, the mind becomes free of all those illusory mental forms called thoughts, because the mind does not create any form, any image, illusory image thereafter. Our mind is full of thoughts and feelings created by our mind, our brain, and our heart. The mind becomes empty when no feeling or no thought is created. That means ending of the thought process. That is what the Buddha uttered in his first paean of joy after enlightenment, saying, Visankara gatam citta. Thinking ceased at my enlightenment. The meaning of that. Thinking means forming illusory mental images. When the mind is completely cleared of mental images at the enlightenment, it becomes a free mind. It is the free, wide, empty mind that we call nirvana, the ultimate reality. Not only of the mind, now scientists have found out the ultimate reality or truth is nothing but emptiness. Behind every object that is born to decay and die, that is ever changing, that we can ever experience in real form, behind that, the ultimate truth is emptiness. Heraclitus, a Greek philosopher who lived in the 5th century BC, said, "No one can step into the same river twice." Not only twice, in reality we cannot step into a river once. When we stop once, and when we try to stop the second time, the river is no more there. It has gone away. And when we think of stepping into a river, and when we stop into the river, that river has gone away. That means we have stopped not in the river that we thought of stepping into, but a different river. Similarly, everything that we recognize through our sense organs are not the actual realities. They are called Maya in Hinduism. Maya means mirages, illusions. Enlightenment is seeing things as they really are. And that is called Yatha Bhuta Jnana Darsana. We can see things as they are only when we are free from prejudices, prejudgment. That is what is said at the end of Karanemiya Sutra. Dittincha anupagamma silava dastanena sampanno. Enlightenment means seeing things without being prejudiced by past experiences. In fact, our mind as it is, cannot experience the reality behind things. When the mind becomes aware of something, some event, some experience, it automatically runs into the past to recognize it. When we hear a voice or sound, we recognize that with the help of a memory retained in our brain. And that memory is a past memory. That past is dead. And that memory is a dead body. And when our mind runs into our past, mental past, it becomes unaware of the present. It loses the present and gets hold of an unborn image of the past. Dead image of the past. And project that experience into the future with intentions retained in our mind, in our brain cells, our likings and dislikings. When you experience something pleasant, we want that experience to continue, or if you think of something pleasant, if you don't have it, we want to get it. That means our mind is running into future experiences. Future is unborn, past is dead. That is why the American poet H.W. Longfellow said in his poem called Psalm of Life, think not of future however pleasant. Don't think of the future. It may look very pleasant. Let the dead past bury its dead. Past is dead. Bury it. Act in the living present. Live in the present moment. Heart within and God over it. God will look after you. God is the ultimate reality. The Dhamma will look after you. In Buddhism, God is the Dhamma. Dhammo haverakkati dhammachari. When you behave in the Dhamma, the reality, the Dhamma will look after you. In experiencing sense organs, we are always illusioned. While the mind is traveling into the unborn, dead past and unborn future, missing the present. Ignorance is missing the present. In listening to the Buddha's first discourse, an ascetic called Kondanya realized all those thought forms, the images are caused by sparks. Light is like a lightning. The lightning vanishes as it appears. A thought vanishes as soon as thought form. They are called Shana Bangura. They are called Chittakana. They are sparks. Chittakana means sparks of thinking. Thinking is caused by electromagnetic sparks. All sparks are born to die. The ascetic called Kondanya realized by listening to the Buddha, these thought sparks, the images, Dhamma, What we experience in our mind are thought sparks and nothing else. They are illusions. And they are born to die. Yam kencha samudaya dhammang sabbanta nirodhammanti. When you realize we experience nothing but images, mental images or thought forms, we don't get attached to them because we know they are born to die. They appear to disappear. And no point in attracting them or repelling them. The mind becomes free of the activities called attraction and repulsion. They are called lobha and dosa, and experience it as our greed and hatred, attachment and resentment. Attachment is translated called raga in Pali, resentment is called patigha or dosa in Pali. And seeing the real nature of things, that everything is an illusion and only reality is not a thing but nothingness. Nothingness. Nothingness means emptiness, void. There is the ultimate reality is called sunyata. Both the mental reality, ultimate reality, as well as the physical reality. Scientists now know the ultimate physical reality is nothingness, emptiness, voidness. Buddha realized it more than 2600 years back. We experience nothing other than illusions created by mind, and the ultimate reality is emptiness called sunyata. That is the name given to nirvana, the ultimate bliss, by the Buddha. The world, the things that we experience are creations of our mind and heart. We have become slaves of our mind and heart. Emancipation, vimukti, means freedom from our slavery to our heart and our mind based on our brain that has saved false information of things. The false informations are given by our sense organs that can never experience the reality of anything. The ultimate reality, the truth, is nowhere within us. It is beyond our mind. Mind means beyond our thinking. What we call our mind is not a thing but our thinking. Our mind is nothing but emptiness. That lies beyond the activities of our heart and the brain. That one can realize us one day. It is wrong to say one can realize us. There can be realization, but no one to realize it. That is why Reverend Buddha Gosa has said, Maggamatti, there is a path to the realization, enlightenment. Gamiko nujjati, there is no traveler. Even in the path, one realizes, as Reverend Kondanya realized after listening to Buddha, everything is born to decay and die. All dhammas, all mental images. There is no ultimate reality that we can experience in our mind or in our body. Once there is the realization, there is nobody to realize it, because Buddha said everything in this world, anicca, dukkha, anatta. Everything is dynamic, creative, changing from moment to moment. Dukkha means, dukkhata means, anityata means dynamism, creativity. Dukkhata means transformation. Forms get transformed instantly. Therefore, nothing can retain a permanent identity, and that is called anattata. Once one realizes that, one realizes there's nothing but emptiness beyond the world created by our heart and our brain, which is an illusion.